Thank you, Master Ceremony, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Your partner is down and sent to hospital. As soon as you invited, you went to hospital. But you cannot be accepted to meet with a partner. But why? That's because you were not a family member with a partner. You asked the detail of partner's condition, the doctor just said, we cannot tell the detail to people outside the family. A few years later, your partner passed away. You went to the funeral as a friend, not as a partner. If this was the case with a heterosexual couple, you have to be recognized exactly as a family, and you could hear about the partner's condition and meet with him or her. Also, you could go to the funeral as a partner. But in the case of homosexual couples in Japan, such a tragedy usually occurs because they are not regarded as a family in the outside law. According to Nikkei Business, approximately 1 out of 20 people are homosexuals. So there are many people who are suffering from not being able to get right to become a family with a person to really love. I am homosexual and always think that I want to become a family with a person who I love in the future. But we cannot do so because gay marriage is not allowed in Japan. You might think that even if you cannot become a family, it's enough to live together, isn't it? But I think it is not enough. Don't you think it is a sad thing that you were not regarded as a family at the time of the partner's death? Moreover, we cannot receive some allowances which heterosexual couples can receive. In some cases, we cannot live in the same apartment in the first place. Through my speech today, I would like to talk about the right of Japanese homosexual couples. I would like you to help homosexuals so that they can become a family with the person they love. But I'm not going to talk about the legalization of the gay marriage, but rather alternative way, which is to make a law named domestic partnership law. I want you to know this law at first and help me to make it. Domestic partnership law is a law to admit homosexual couples to the same right of the heterosexual couple and admit ancestral register as a family. This law is already accepted in more than 20 countries in the world, and all of the G7 members accept this law, except Japan. In France, 75,000 people entered into with a partner between 1999 and 2001. The reason why I'm talking about making domestic partnership law and not a legalization of the gay marriage is that it is really difficult to legalize the gay marriage in Japan. Generally speaking, Japan does not allow the gay marriage because of the Article 24 of the Constitution of Japan. It says, marriage shall be based only on the mutual consent of both sexes, and it shall be maintained through mutual cooperation with equal rights of husband and wife as a basis. The word consent of both sexes and husband and wife lead to the aspect like we must change the constitution for legalizing the gay marriage. But it is really difficult to revise the constitution of Japan. Actually, it has never been revised after the enforcement. So I want to make domestic partnership law in Japan because it's realistic and comparatively easy to achieve. Well then, what should we do? In Japan, the organization of making a law is a diet. Diet member is elected by the election, and most people have the right to choose. But I think many of Japanese people still don't know about this law. So the first step is to spread the understanding of this law. Your voice is really important. The more people agree with me and raise their voices, the more possibility there will be to change the situation. So let's think about the right of homosexual couples in Japan. It's a good idea to discuss it. It is also good to deliver a speech like me. If you can raise your voice while making law, you can participate through internet by using your signature. Here is the URL, partnershiplovejapan.org. It is difficult to realize the minorities in our society, but what I would try to agree is to recognize the homosexuals' right to become a family with the people they love. As the action over 20 years for homosexuals brought about a revolution in America, as a passionate effort connected to the right for homosexual couples in France and Netherlands, I believe that in Japan, from now and this moment, our actions will lead to the acknowledgement of the right for homosexuals to become a family. Thank you very much.